Hello beautiful people, it's time for another off-the-cuff video. This time we're talking the Steam Autumn Sale. I've got a few games to recommend that you should probably check out. Some of them have big discounts, some small, but they're all very affordable and all games I think would be perfect for October, the spooky month. But before we get started, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. And if you enjoy indie games, maybe subscribe. Or if you just enjoy the video, leave a like or a comment. Tell me what games you're planning on getting at this sale, or what you already got. I'd like to know. I got a few options, not so much the money, but that don't matter. Let's sit back, open up Steam, and fill that basket. First up, we have Hellpoint, which is sitting with a nice 80% discount. Now, Hellpoint's a bit of a weird one. It's kind of a mixture between Dark Souls and Event Horizon. It's not everyone's cup of tea, it's not even that popular, but I really like it. And the reason I like it is just the vibe. Being on this spaceship, you just hear the humming of the generator and the lights flickering and everything. It gets really atmospheric very quickly. You're stuck on the Irid Nova space station that's gone through a black hole, and it's caused some weird side effects to the people around you. Though later it becomes a bit more cosmic horror-y, which, some people really like. I liked it as well. But whenever you're running through those corridors and it just seems like this dilapidated spaceship that's falling apart, it's kind of a less polished Dead Space vibe to it. But, you have a sword. Also, some of the armor you can pick up looks really cool. Like, you can get this flesh outfit, which makes you look like a sexy flesh stripper. That's the only way I can describe it. It's a lot of fun and really like it. Next one. Darkwood, sitting with a 75% discount. Now this one is a classic, and if you've never heard of Darkwood, then you're probably new to gaming, so welcome. I really like this game just because it is actually terrifying in that way few horror games do, where they just make you feel unnerved the whole time, or you're on the edge of your seat waiting to be murdered. Also, Darkwood does that thing horror games do really well that other games don't do as well, is create a routine that can slowly break down around you until you just become so unnerved by what to expect for every day that you kind of don't want to leave the house. In the game, not real life. If you've never played Darkwood, then I would suggest don't look up any videos about it, don't read anything about it, don't even talk to anyone about it. Just get it on this sale and play it. Trust me. You might get frustrated a few times because it is pretty hard in places, but as an experience, it's kind of unrivaled in the indie gaming scene. Really like it. Hopefully we get a sequel one day. I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? Yuppie Psycho. Now this one's sitting with a lovely 66% discount, and it's another game that's a bit of an experience. You play as Brian Pasternak, who's on his first day working at Sintra Corp, and as you start your day, just trying to figure out how to work in this giant office space, you meet an AI who tells you, hey, there's a witch in the building and I'm going to need you to kill her. This game's kind of great. Yes, it has some interesting looking visuals with the pixel art. It might be off-putting to some, but I would say once you get into the story of what's happening at the Sintra Corp building, it is compelling. It will really pull you in and you'll just want to solve the mystery and find out what's actually happening. But I think what I really like about this game, and I think what a lot of people liked, is just its depiction of corporate work culture. It goes to some interesting places. Some will make you laugh, and some will genuinely unnerve you. But as someone who does work in an office building, when it's someone's birthday party, I can also confirm that it is a terrifying and stressful event for everyone involved. So yeah, a game that'll make you laugh, unnerve you a little bit, and just, stick with you long after. I'd recommend it. Nightmare of Decay. Now this one's sitting with a lovely 60% discount, and it was already pretty cheap before it went on discount. Now it's basically the price of a piece of bubblegum. Nightmare of Decay is basically what I would call a homage game, and it homages a lot of stuff from horror gaming. You've got Silent Hill, Resident Evil. There's even the weird Resident Evil games, the first-person ones, the Survivor games. I really recommend you try this one out, though. I enjoyed the heck out of playing it. Every time I thought, it's just going to be this basic game for such a low price, it's not going to do anything interesting. No, there's some interesting things it does here with the gameplay. Set during one night in a manor, you will face off zombies, cultists, giant spiders, evil dogs. You can almost think about it or have seen it in a horror game before, and it'll come back. But the thing that's really fun about this game is just the exploration of the manor and the survival horror elements of it. What I've always liked about a survival horror game is giving you the option to avoid combat. So you'd have to manage your bullets better, find a way to actually, survive and not just go in guns blasting. And while this game does that really well, it'll still give you those cathartic moments of taking a shotgun and just blasting off the upper half of a zombie. A lot of fun. I really recommend this game. It is not that long either. You'll probably spend the weekend on it if you play it, but for such a low price. Maybe skip that burger and give this a try. Or no, wait, that price is so low you can get this and a burger. Empty Shell here has a 50% discount and is one of the most atmospheric experiences I've had in an indie game in a while. Reminds me of Teleglitch. Now, if that name sparked something in the back of your head, then you need to go play this game instantly. It's a lot of fun. Empty Shell is basically a roguelite survival horror type game, although the roguelite element never really got that much into play while I was enjoying the game. I didn't die that much, which is actually better for me because, I'm getting older. I don't want to spend all my time playing roguelites. But the thing about this game that's great is just the black and white graphics. They might seem off-putting at first, but the way they work that with the atmosphere of watching it through like almost a VHS filter or security camera footage is so compelling and fun to play. Like, you'll get wrapped into this world instantly. The sound design especially is very powerful because it's not a sound that is directly coming to you. It's almost like you're hearing all the sound effects come from a different room, and it just adds to this wonderful vibe of exploring this secret facility. The survival horror element of it that's really fun is you'll just keep picking up different items and weapons and stuff, and you'll have to manage your inventory all the time because you might pick up like 5 weapons in an area, but no ammo for any of them, or just ammo for one of them. So in order to make space, because you need healing items, you need keys, you need all these things, you'll have to throw some of the guns away. And I really like that management aspect of it. It's kind of like a top-down horror Tarkov. Just as stressful, but actually fun. Let's be real here. Really great time with Empty Shell. I think it's a really strong, underrated gem. One of the best games in 2023 for me that I really enjoyed. I actually want to go back to it and maybe play some more of it this October, see if I can play it on harder difficulty. A lot of fun. Please, go check it out, and then tell me what you thought about it. Gori, Cuddly Carnage. Not a lot of games have a foul-mouthed hoverboard. I think actually Gori is the only one. Now this is just fun. I know this is supposed to be a horror game list, but unicorns are kind of scary, especially when they have claws, talons, and giant mouths that just want to swallow you up. And you play as a cute little kitty called Gori, and your job is just to kill all unicorns who have gone completely insane and just devoured all the humans, or are still trying to. And this game basically plays like Devil May Cry on a hoverboard. It is so much fun. You'll unlock a bunch of moves and combos that you can use on these unicorns as you string them together. Just keep hitting and hitting and hitting and then decapitating them, cutting them into pieces. It gets kind of violent and the humor is very tongue-in-cheek / crude. But game is just a lot of fun. Boss fights are quite intense. It will keep you on your toes. On your flat feet on the hoverboard as you try to just get through this game. It's actually pretty difficult in places, and some of the enemies can really just mess you up with their patterns and how you need to counter them. But a lot of fun, perfect for the season, and since it's on 50% discount, highly recommend you go check it out. Skald, Against the Black Priory. Now this game is sitting at a 50% discount, and oh boy, we finally have an RPG on the list. This was my December game last year, and I absolutely devoured it. You wouldn't think a mixture of Cthulhu Mythos and like your standard fantasy RPG would work that well, mixed with old school Ultima gameplay, but it does. It works incredibly well. The story is compelling, the world is terrifying, interesting, and once you get wrapped into it, you're just going to be like, I need to know what's happening. I need to know how to get to the Black Priory and what is going to result from that. Also the music, fantastic, really good soundtrack in this game. It's not that long of an RPG. I think it took me like 20 hours to finish, but you'll be left with a lot of good choices, a story that will just keep pulling you in further and further as it goes completely insane and really embraces the Cthulhu-styled mythos, that old gods, elder gods, all that stuff. I highly recommend it. Hopefully we get a sequel. More of this world, please. Tormented Souls. The first one. So this one's at a 75% discount, which is perfect since the second game is coming out in October. And if you haven't played the first one, I highly recommend it. Great love letter to original Resident Evil games, some Silent Hill with switching between two different dimensions. Some of the puzzles will really tickle your gray matter. They can get quite intense and involved. You get a pipe shotgun, which does not seem like it should work. But it does work in game, and it's a lot of fun. Combat is kind of the weakest element of the game here. I just really love exploring this mansion, solving the puzzles, trying to figure out what is happening in the story. And another negative is Caroline Walker, the protagonist, is kind of a bit, blank slate, not that great, but I really like her jacket. I think it looks cool. So, if you just want an old school styled Resident Evil game and you've played all of them so far, maybe try out Tormented Souls. Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights. This one is sitting at a 60% discount for a very low price actually, and is one of the best Metroidvanias I've played. Now, I gotta say that with a little caveat, because I don't really play Metroidvanias that much because I get really bored with them after a while. It's the constant backtracking that just drives me insane. But this one, really good. Incredible controls, fast combat, very intuitive, fluid. The abilities you unlock by getting the souls of fallen knights that you can use in battle and setting those up. I love that system so much. So much so that I'm really excited to play the sequel, which I own, but I have not had time to play it yet. But Ender Lilies Quietus' Night is just such a fun time, and the atmosphere, again, it's got that classic Dead World style atmosphere like the Dark Souls games, but some of the monsters here look just terrifying. They're just very gaunt, ghastly undead you'll run into all the time, or just, giant bloated creatures that will make you go, I don't want to eat that burger no more. If you enjoy Metroidvanias and you've not played this one, you should definitely give it a look. And even if you don't, there's so many movement options in here and fast traveling stuff, which really helps make the game flow a lot better. Especially now since I'm playing Silksong, that game makes you backtrack so much and just run all the way, which I kind of find fun. But in Ender Lilies, that would have driven me insane and made me stop. So check this one out. I highly recommend it. What do you have to lose? Whole, with a 20% discount. Now, this will be like the smallest amount of discount, but this game is already super cheap. And Whole is a very interesting game. You go on a level, you complete quests, you kill enemies, you pick up their masks, you get coins, you can also get chips to help upgrade stuff when you get out of the level, and then you try to extract. So it's an extraction shooter. That was the term I was looking for. I completely forgot. Now, why is this with the horror games? So, I don't want to spoil it. Yes, is this a cheap pick? Maybe. But also, I really like Whole. It's a lot of fun. Well, not exactly horror. The stress of taking one bullet in the head by accident from somewhere in the level you did not see makes me very happy. I love games like this that make you feel stressful, but not frustrated. Even when you die, you'll still keep a lot of the stuff that you were trying to extract with. It's only like major things like you have a quest for you need to pick up mask, you'll lose those. But the game is very fair, and you'll get a bunch of like nice weapons that'll eventually help you out. You start off with just the pistol, and that pistol, very versatile. It will take you very far. I know I said it's cheating with the horror stuff being more stress related, but this might seem like a little spoiler. Let's just say horror does make an appearance much later in the game, and it is, pretty mind-blowing and amazing. Recommend you check this game out if you love FPSs and just like a good challenge. Vampire Hunters with a 40% discount. Now, this one I was given a key for a while back to talk about, and I played like half an hour of it and I did not like it. I didn't want to talk about it. I was done. But then one day I was like, you know what, let me check it again. And I put an hour in, I put 2 hours in, I put 3 hours in, I put 4 hours in. I got addicted for quite a while. This game is so much fun. And why is it in the horror list? Well, it has that nice Castlevania atmosphere that I think is just perfect for the horror season, especially like spooky October. It's that fun little vibe. Skeletons, vampires, werewolves, all these things, and Vampire Hunters has them in droves. Also, it has a ton of characters you can unlock. It has a ton of levels, especially now with a new update they got out. Like they added, I think, 2 more levels that are pretty fun to play. This game at first might not pull you in, and you'll find yourself a little bit confused why you're unlocking so many things, which drove me insane. Like, roguelites, please, take your time giving me things. I don't even know how this gun works yet, and already I've unlocked 6 other guns. Please. I had a lot of fun with this one. I'm still having a lot of fun with it. I might just play a little bit of this after I'm done recording here. Spoilers. If you like the survivor genre or roguelites, I recommend you play this. The way you can just stack guns on each other and just have like a giant screen full of guns. Very satisfying feeling, especially when you just blast everything around you. Also, surprisingly, a lot of good movement options here. You'll really learn how to dodge properly if you want to survive some of these encounters. And the bosses get really tough. A lot of fun game. I recommend you check it out. Too Dark with a 90% discount. Never has a game's title been more appropriate. Too Dark's story is about child kidnappings. And it is, it's not fun as a story. It can get pretty dark and pretty upsetting in some places. But as a game, it's really interesting because it's a top-down 2D stealth game. You think just from the screenshot, you look at it like, oh, I'm a guy with a gun. I'm just going to shoot these people. No, most of the game is just you find yourself in a situation where there's a killer and you need to avoid them. And it works pretty well in that aspect. Like you have to find ways to get around them, maybe distract them until you can eventually get to a point where you take them out and save the children. And then usually when you save the kids, you have to escort them and make sure they're safe. Now that already, I know, put off a lot of you. Escorting kids? No, thank you. But this game is worth trying out. It's such an interesting idea, and I kind of wish we'd get more games that were willing to take risks like this with just stealth mechanics and escorting. As frustrating as both those things sound together, they kind of work sometimes. But there are moments where it will just drive you insane, and this game is really hard. Which adds to the horror element, because as I said before, being stressed out, quite horrifying. I realize I haven't sold this game to anyone. If anything, I've just made it sound worse than it is. But hey, check out the Steam page, check out this trailer, see if you want to play it. And if you've played this game, please let me know. I don't want to be the only person ever to have played this. I've never met anyone else who's given this a try. Thank you. Next one. Witch Hunt. Oh boy. Oh boy. You know why I'm clapping my hands? This is my October staple. I play this every October. It's one of my favorite scary games ever. It has everything you need. It has atmosphere. It has cool monsters. It has, okay, it doesn't have much of a story, but there is a story there, and it's made by a solo developer, and somehow he crammed so much into this game. It is ridiculous. I love this game so much. I love it. I will recommend it to everyone, and it is currently sitting at a 50% discount for a game that was already pretty cheap to begin with. Now, what is Witch Hunt? You play a witch hunter. You're trying to hunt a witch, but actually that's not how it works. You'll go through various levels. You'll hunt different creatures. First off, you start with the beast, which is a giant werewolf. You need to follow the clues. You have beast vision, which you can see through the creature's eyes, but also you need to explore the map to find new abilities, gold, so you can buy upgrades to your items. There's just so much to do here. It's kind of a sandbox style experience, and it is a lot of fun. You will get frustrated at first because you have no idea what to do. And also, why are these dogs constantly attacking me? Don't worry about the dogs. Just shoot them. That sounded more horrifying than I meant. Don't worry about the skeletons. Stab them. See? That sounds better. You'll find some things in this game that'll genuinely scare you. Like a goat that keeps following you everywhere you go. You'll be like, what is that goat doing? That goat's not doing anything. That's not that bad. But just wait. A giant flying bat? What happens if I try to shoot it? Ooh, big surprises. There's so many interesting surprises and things you'll just find by exploring that'll make you go, oh, that's neat. I really like this game and I cannot recommend it more enough. Also, once you see the witch, you won't want to look at her. Very scary, very spooky, a lot of fun. Check this game out. Trust me, you'll enjoy it. Viscerafest. A first-person shooter that's probably one of my favorite games from 2025 so far. This game is just pure unbridled action. It is so much fun. Learning how to properly bunny hop and just moving around the level, switching between weapons, managing your ammo in a boomer shooter, which sounds like a crazy concept, but works so well here, and punching your way through people to get health back. I love this game. I spent hours on it. I devoured every moment of it. And when I wasn't playing it, I wanted to play more of it. It is just so much fun. But now you're asking me, once again, Dan, why do you keep putting games on this list that aren't horror appropriate? Actually, not to spoil things, but halfway, it takes a huge leap to the left. Let's just say, it goes to some eldritch areas. That's all I'm saying. And it is really compelling where the story goes from there. I really love this game. And yes, maybe I just put it on this list because I want more people to play and talk about it with me. Or maybe it's because I like you and I want you to enjoy good games. That's why I made this list. So please, go check it out. Even if you're not a boomer shooter fan, but you like some good fast-paced action, try it out. Moondown, sitting at a 60% discount. Finally, we have a folk horror game, and this one is really, really good. You'll see from the graphics, it has that hand-penciled style that's very interesting, very sepia tone in the color, and this is just a game that, again, is all about the atmosphere, and it'll just pull you into this small town as you find yourself just noticing weird things happening all around you. The great thing about this game is just exploring the various areas in the town, finding different things you can interact with and puzzles you need to solve. Trust me, when you get to the beekeeper situation, you're going to scream out multiple times, the bees, not the bees, not the bees, my eyes, my eyes. Just as a reference to a different folk horror movie I don't want to name. And as the story keeps going along, you find yourself taking part in different gameplay elements, like there's a stealth section involving scarecrows. There's even a gun later on, which, every good horror game needs at least one gun to have fun with. Really recommend you check this one out. If you've never experienced Moondown, it's really a game you should just sit back and experience. Get some nice beer, get a weekend, have fun. Just beware goats. A lot of these horror games involve scary goats. I think they're cute. Evil West. Now this game should have been a bigger hit in my opinion. It is just so much fun. It combines the great fast-paced combat of God of War with the Old West and vampires. It's basically the vampire beat-em-up game we've always wanted. You're already sold, aren't you? So this game is an over-the-shoulder style beat-em-up and it is just so much fun. Yes, there are guns which you can use in combat. It's basically just finding yourself locked into small arenas, fighting a bunch of vampires, and just beating the love and crap out of them. As the game progresses, you'll get more abilities to help you combo into things, and some of the enemies later get pretty tricky for how you're going to stun lock them, or get them in situations where you can deal maximum damage. This game gets super intense, fast, and a lot of fun. I kind of wish we had more games like this. Just stupid, fun games that don't take themselves seriously. It has that same gruff bravado of the Gears of War franchise in the story. You just have characters swearing at each other, spitting on the ground, and slapping each other's asses before they shoot a vampire right in the face. It is fantastic. I love this game. I wish more people played it, and I wish so badly we get a sequel. We need more silly AA games like this. Check it out. Dead Estate with 50% discount. It's one of those games, if you ask me, hey, why don't you just go play around? I'll be like, hell yeah, let me go. See you in a few hours. So much fun. I actually made a video that I'm going to link here, and I recommend you check it out because this game as well needs a lot more love. Even though it's pretty popular among the roguelite community of players, I say, if you haven't played Dead Estate, please do yourself a favor, check it out. See if you like the vibe, see if you like the graphics. It is just so much fun. And once you start unlocking characters, it only gets better. You'll definitely find your favorite and you'll just enjoy maxing them out and finding that true ending. What is the true ending? I can't tell you. It's a secret. Unless you watch my video, maybe I explain it there. I don't remember. But also, great game for October because there's some spooky stuff in here and it's basically just roguelite Resident Evil, but with some love and humor in it. I know we all need that. Don't we all need to laugh as well as get a little scared? Yeah, I'm going with that. Next game. Oh wait, no. The next game is the last game. What will it be? Amnesia, The Bunker. Let's be honest. It's not October if there's not an Amnesia game, and with a 77% discount, you have to go get Amnesia, The Bunker. Arguably my favorite in the franchise. The whole, here's the area. Take the game at your own pace. Find ways to get this dynamite working so you can leave. Great game. Very tense, very stressful. You'll hear sounds on the wall, the scratching, the growling and all that. Be like, oh no, the giant monster is near. I better hide. Oh no, that was a bad idea. I should have ran. There's no real right answer. But there's definitely a wrong one, because trust me, you'll see that death screen more than once. Great game. Probably one of the best horror games, I think, on this list. And I recommend you play it. Did I make a video on it? No, I didn't. I should have. Oh well. Check it out. There you go, beautiful people. Another off-the-cuff video just talking about some Steam games I think you should go get during this sale. Or maybe you add them for a time when you're a bit more financially stable. There's no rush. I don't believe in FOMO. I believe if a game is good, it can last a long time. Heck, I can still play Mega Man 1, and that game is old. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment. Tell me about some horror games I missed out. I found out while I'm trying to make this list, there's a lot of horror games I've never heard about that look really good. But hey, I'm just one person. I hope you enjoy your time gaming, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.